Hey everyone, it's Rick Silva, and as you can see in the thumbnail, you have to be willing to do the work. First, by watching this video all the way through. Secondly, you got to get out there and you got to have some coffee meetings. If you're willing to put in the work, I guarantee you're going to find more buyers and sellers, you're going to make more sales, and you're going to make a lot more money. I know it's a long video, and you're going to have to put in the time if you want to become successful. So here's just some of the things we cover in this video. How to become a professional networker, because if you're not a professional networker, then you better get really good at cold calling. The number one thing I've learned in having over 6,000 one-on-one coffee meetings, how to network at mixers, how can realtors have no broke months, how they can become more successful, make more sales, and then the 4 parts to your real estate referral business, breaking them all down, scripting, all kinds of ideas on how to get more business as a real estate agent. Here we go.
Hello, consistent and predictable income community. My name is Dan Rochan. Today I'm joined with Mr. Rick Silva, who is the creator. Yes, applause. Good. Everyone goes wild. Rick is the creator of the One Referral Away referral marketing course, and he helps real estate agents, mortgage professionals, insurance agents, financial planners, and entrepreneurs to earn more referrals without cold calling and chasing leads. By doing so, by building a referral-based business practice. Hello, Rick. How are you, sir?
Hey, how are you, Don? Thanks.
I'm fantastic. So, Rick,
on that high note, we should end now before I mess it up.
Well, it can only go up or down from here.
We're gonna go up.
All right, cool, man. So I know that you focus a lot on business networking, referral generation, that type of thing, and I know you've done tons and tons of presentations in front of thousands of people, and you once shared a stage with Les Brown. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't know how that's a long story how that happened, but I wrote an affirmation 17 or 18 years ago that I was going to become a very highly paid, respected, successful speaker. And a week later, I went to a networking event and I met a guy, and he goes, "What do you do?" And I go, I teach networking, and I'm working on becoming a successful on-stage speaker. And he looks at me and he goes, "What do you teach?" I said, "Business networking and referral generation." He goes, "I'm bringing Les Brown to San Ramon in 3 weeks. Do you want to be one of the speakers?" I was like, wow. So the first talk I ever did on networking was in front of 615 people as the first of 8 speakers in San Ramon, because I wrote that down as an affirmation. There's point number 1, write stuff down and read it daily.
It's a great affirmation, great way that you can manifest an affirmation as well. So how long, so have you done, so tell me more about networking. Like, tell me about like getting business through networking.
Can we back up and lay a little foundation for this real quick to build a little authority on this?
Absolutely.
So I'll go as fast as I can, tell my life story in 2 or 3 minutes, because I think it's important for people to realize that networking is something that's learned. I mean, even the greatest golfer in the world, Tiger Woods, at his peak had 3 or 4 coaches, right? So how did I get here? So I had an electrical engineering degree. I worked for Kodak servicing copiers for 9 years, and I spent 7, 8, 9, 10,000 hours in my car listening to Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, Bob Proctor, everybody, you name it, Tom Hopkins, everybody. You know, that's 4 or 5 college degrees. I call that automobile university. Got laid off, became a recruiter with Cisco Systems. Actually became a recruiter for a small headhunting firm, and then Cisco Systems, and then the big downturn of, 98, 99, 2000. And then I got into Yellow Pages, and then I did jewelry sales.
What's a Yellow Page?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was 18 years ago. It actually people still used it. So I've been through the thousands and thousands of cold calls as a recruiter, the thousands of cold calls as Yellow Pages. And I saw something when I was a recruiter that completely changed my life. And literally, probably the main reason I became a multimillionaire from being homeless in 1998. 1998, I got divorced. My house went $200,000 on the market. I had to move out, give her the house, moved in my office, slept on a futon, showered at the gym for 7 months. And I went from that, that was in, I keep saying 1998, we're talking 2008, the 2008 crash. Sorry about that. 2008 crash. Sure. Living in my office. Then I met my now wife, Marcella, who you interviewed 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And went from living in my office, meeting her, to become a multimillionaire 8 years later. But this is the number one thing that changed my life, that flipped me. We were making thousands of cold calls, calling for business. You call it premising, you call it door knocking, circle prospecting, whatever you want to call it. It's looking for business. And we did that. Now, the guy that was my boss was walking into his front door of his condo, and he heard this crash. And he looks over, and the guy The guy next door had his grocery bags. One of the grocery bags broke, and there was soup cans rolling all over the floor. Trust me, this is a multi-million-dollar store, and I'm almost done. He runs over and helps the guy pick up the cans, takes him into his kitchen, sets it on the counter. And the guy goes, "Man, we've never met." To my boss, he goes, "What do you do?" And my boss goes, "Well, I'm a high-tech engineer with technical writing, business development, marketing, that kind of stuff, software engineering." And the guy looks at him and he goes, "I'm the head hiring manager for Nokia's multi-switch business unit," which I just started when Nokia was like the only phone in town.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So that day, the next day they met, and he gave my boss 38 open recs, meaning he needed 38 engineers. We needed to find those engineers to fill those jobs. So what I saw in a flash was this, Dan. I spent years picking up the phone. "Hey, Dan, it's Rick Silva with a total staffing solution, calling you to see if you need to hire anybody in the next 60 to 90 days. It's the same real estate script.
Pretty much, yeah.
I did that thousands and thousands of times. And then, wait a minute, you meet one man and he gives you 38 job openings. Well, that turned into my quest to learn. Some people call it SOI, sphere of influence. But in the networking world, it's called power partnering. What I learned is make 100 cold calls or 100 door knocks. Maybe you get 1 or 2 or 3 pieces of business. When that's done, you're now unemployed. You got to go do it again.
Of course, yeah.
Or make 100 cold calls. So this is cold calling for people. This is cold calling. If I'm a real estate agent or mortgage lender, I'm going to cold call CPAs, financial planners, estate planning attorneys, handymen, roofers, carpet cleaners, and I build a reciprocal business relationship with them. So in our land investing business, we have one mortgage lender. I think we've closed over 80 deals with one person. So one side of building business is lead generating and cold calling, which I never do under any circumstance. I meet with people who already have my client. I teach them how to send me the client. So let me tell you how I became a professional networker. So I'm doing recruiting. I'm selling jewelry, and then I got into Yellow Pages, and when I was doing the Yellow Pages, I met a lady running referral groups. That was in August of 2003.
Okay.
And she was trying to get me to represent Yellow Pages in her networking group. And I said, "Man, what you do sounds kind of cool." So come to find out, she was looking for someone to take over her networking groups. Now, Dan, I got up that in about 6 months, I was running 19 groups. And
God bless you.
If you look at a BNI group, it takes 4 or 5 people to run one. I was running 19 by myself. So Dan, I'm only 27 years old. I look 53 because of what the networking groups did to me. So just to get this out, so you know this is coming from someone who's been there, done that. Over 6,000, way over 6,000 one-on-one coffee meetings. And I facilitated somewhere around 16 or 1,700 referral groups. I've taught 25,000 people how to give an elevator pitch. That's my number one, where I've spent my most time is elevator pitch. Sitting in 1,500 to 2,000 networking groups, you observe people. I'm at the point now I can walk in a room and in 5 minutes tell you who's doing great and who's not. You just can see it. But I learned what made people successful, what didn't. And then the 6,000 coffee meetings, I mean, you just sit down and go, "How'd you do it? What do you do?" And you compile the notes, and then you find the really successful ones, and you do what they did. So now that's been laid out, been teaching networking for in 2 months will be 19 years.
Okay.
Now let's start talking about networking. You ask and I'll.
How do you identify the most successful person in the room?
In the first 10 minutes, what I'm looking at is eye contact. I'm looking at how they shake hands. I'm looking at posture, the way they sit. I'm looking to see if they're talking to other people, if they're looking down, staring at their phone. It's a lot of different things. It's hard to explain with you and I sitting here, but if I'm in the room looking at someone, a lot of times it's an energy, Dan. You ever sit next to somebody and go, "Man, there's something about this guy. I don't know what it is. I like him," or "I don't know what it is. I don't like him." There's an energy people put off, and it's hard to explain. But when you've had 6,000 coffee meetings, run all those groups, and you're sitting observing people 95% of the time.
6,000 coffee meetings.
Yep.
What is the one thing that you learned from 6,000 coffee meetings that I should know, that our viewers and listeners should know?
One thing? Wow. Boy, it's going to sound really basic, Dan, but when you're in a coffee meeting, can I set the foundation of the coffee meeting? If you're a real estate agent, I'm not talking about having a coffee with a potential client, but talking about having a coffee with a potential referral partner.
Sure.
2 very basic things, but people don't do it enough. I'm going to give you 3 or 4, Dan. In a 1-hour coffee meeting, they should be talking for 45 minutes. Make them feel important. If I'm a real estate agent, I meet a financial planner, and I talk for 45 minutes and they never get a chance to talk, they're going to think I'm self-centered. So I'm going to try to get them to talk for 45 minutes. I come prepared with questions and I take notes. Even if I don't care, when you're in a networking group, you've been in it 1,000 times, been in the group for 10 years, you've heard it all. Taking notes gives the impression that you care and people respect you for it. So even in a networking event, you walk up to somebody at a networking event and go, hey, the only question everybody ever asks, what do you do? Before you tell me, Dan, could you please give me your card? And I take your card and I go like this. So what do you do? And people will go, well, and you'll see people's whole demeanor change just from, and all I look like, Dan, I'm at a restaurant taking your order.
Sure.
So, Dan, what do you do? What do you specialize in? Awesome. You do real estate. What area do you specialize in? How do you get your business? What types of clients are you looking for? What's the age range? First-time home buyer, empty nesters, investors? What do you like to work with? You start asking those questions. I don't know if you noticed it when I did that. Your head went up and down because I was firing your reticular activating system right there. And you were like, that's good. So when you're talking to someone, you get their head to go up and down. You've got them. So you answer and then you feed back what you wrote down. And that tends to impress people without going too deep. It takes an hour to explain everything I do at a networking event or even a coffee meeting. But take notes, show up on time, good handshake, and make them talk for 45 minutes out of the hour.
What would you say the biggest mistake that you can make besides not doing what you just said?
The biggest mistake, or let's just use most of your viewers real estate agents?
Mostly.
Okay, my wife's a real estate agent, so I'll just be a real estate agent. The main thing, having sat down and on stage so many thousands of real estate agents, and I don't want to insult anyone, but you're just a real estate agent. You didn't cure cancer. So I have found the ego needs to be cut down a little bit, and I'll tell you how it was for me. So I had it's funny you say the Les Brown thing, which I rarely talk about. 12 years ago, I went with Marcella to her company to meet the two owners, and they get upset if I talk about wealth, but we're talking about wealthy and successful, to say the least. I walk in, the COO says, I know you want to do this. You want to be successful in land banking. He goes, I looked you up. I know you shared the stage with Les Brown. I know you're a big deal in your world. He goes, but in the land banking world, you're not. And I'm going to give you some advice. And he points and he goes, see the front door over there? I say, yep. And he goes, take that 10-gallon ego hat off. And he goes, hang your ego hat at the door and I'm going to make you rich. He goes, if you can't take that ego hat off, you're going to stay broke just the way you are. And I looked at him and I go, I love you. And I go, not only will I take my hat off, if that's going to make me rich, I'll take all my clothes off. And they go, and him and the owner both go, no. Ego, show up, not showing up late.
Yeah.
Taking notes, because there's just something interesting with the real estate. I don't see mortgage lenders. I don't see financial planners doing it too much. I don't see CPAs getting on TV shows showing the Rolexes and the $50,000 of the jewelry standing next to the Bentley and the Rolls Royce like I do in real estate. And I could have 10 Bentleys and 10 Rolls Royces and all that. I don't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's just sometimes there needs to be a little bit of an ego check, especially if I'm telling you in a coffee meeting to ask questions to get them to speak for 45 minutes when I know you want to talk about yourself and how great you are. We all do. Well, we got to turn that off and put the other person on a pedestal, or we're never going to be able to build a referral-based practice because people don't want to send referrals to people who have a big ego.
So Rick, one of the things that, I too have been successful in network marketing. One of the first things that I did a week after I got my license in 2007, I started a B&I group.
Yep.
And still belong to that group 15 years later. And
yep.
So I definitely understand. And let's say you're an agent that doesn't have that ego hat on.
Mm-hmm.
Because it be candid with you, what you're describing is a few of the top successful, not all the top successful, right? But the majority of agents are really sort of candidly struggling,
yep.
Trying just to have no broke months.
Right.
So then you look at this from a referral perspective, it's near impossible to join a BNI.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's near impossible to start a BNI if you're new to the industry. I was fortunate enough to sort of, wiggle my way in there to start one. But how does somebody that's just trying to have no broke months, how do they, benefit from networking? Like, what do they do? What are the step 1, 2, 3?
Oh my God, Dan. Greatest question ever. I'm going to back up one thing and just say it's not network marketing, because network marketing is Amway and Mary Kay. It's networking or referral marketing or referral networking. I don't want to get lumped in with, I'm not in a specific industry. I just do referral marketing or referral network. Number one, if you want to get into a networking group and there aren't hardly any available, Dan, I'm looking for 6 people right now who want to start their own group anywhere in the country, and I would help facilitate it because all my groups are virtual. So one way is email onereferralaway@gmail.com, send me an email and I'll talk to you about it. And if we determine you're good, I'll help you start a group anywhere in the country. That's number one. That's nowhere near as important as this because I don't want to be here plugging stuff. I'm going to give you stuff I didn't give out for a long time, Dan. So I hope whoever's watching this has a pen. Now, how new is this person, Dan? You got to give me an avatar. This real estate agent, tell me 3 sentences about them.
Here's an avatar. Been licensed for 2 to 5 years, has closings every 3 months, doesn't have the certainty that they can make it in this industry, and either feels on top of the world or distressed.
Okay, if they're on top of the world, is that who we want to talk to about helping, or the distressed person?
It's the same person.
Oh, they're on top of the world and they're distressed. So they mood swing?
They're on top of the world when they have closings, and then there's no closings, no closings, no closings, and then there's closings.
Got it. Okay, 7-hour answer. I'm going to do the best I can, because you're in my wheelhouse. So I have a slide that has a sine wave on it. Okay. And what happens is it's hard to explain without showing it. But
it's like a roller coaster if you're listening.
And then I have another one that's opposing. So I have one going this way up and then one that's going down. And as this one starts to go down, then this one's going up. So they're opposing sine waves. So this is what I've seen in coaching a gazillion real estate agents, Dan. April of this year, we made $235,000. Now, that's cool, but at the next month 0, then we got to take the 235 and the 0, and how much did you make for those 2 months? So I'm big on the no zeros. I don't have 0 weeks ever. Try to do 1.5 deals a week. So this is what I've seen, Dan, and I'm going to give you step by step how to fix it. Okay, so this could be a fairly long answer. This could take a little while, but this is the foundation of building a referral network. Number one, I got to go to the Ferries and the Buffinis and the Caruths and all the people that talk about a very high percentage of their biz dev is cold calling, door knocking, premise circle prospecting, which I don't believe in any of that stuff personally. But I'm going to use it because that's what most people are taught. Most real estate agents I talk to, where's your struggle? When brokers say go out and knock on doors all day. Good luck in the snow, or good luck when it's 130 in Texas and your shoes are melting. This is what I see, Dan. And you and I have, Dan, you told me, I'm not going to say it because you didn't say it publicly. You said it before the recording, how many deals you've done. Now, so you and I have both been very busy in our life.
Sure.
So what I've seen is agents, they have 1 or 2 or 3 deals going, and this is their business. So they're not networking, they're not prospecting, not cold calling, they're servicing their current clients. Well, if you have 3 or 4 deals going, they're all going to disappear. You're either going to close them all, 2 are going to fall off, one's going to wait 6 months, and you're going to close one, but ultimately those 4 are going to be gone. So what I see most people do is they get busy, they turn off all the biz dev, and then they get right here when the last one's going to close, and then this is the oh shit. I'm sorry for swearing, but when it flips and they go, and business is now doing this, right here, they go, crap, I got to start networking and cold calling and marketing, doing all again. And so people are busy. This down is I'm turning off my networking. I'm going to miss my group. I'm too busy. I'm not going to cold call. I got four. Soon as they're gone, business does this. Oh crap. I better show up at my networking group. I better start knocking on doors. That's what you got. 4 deals. The next month you got 0. Then you got 2 deals in 2 months. As you know, the pipeline in land banking for us, our pipelines, a few 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. In a houses, it could be 6, 8, 9 months before you get paid. So what you do now affects you down here.
Yeah, it's about a 90 days. But I estimate a 90 day to 180, 90 days to 6 months of the activity that you do today before you get a paycheck.
That's it. When you're busy, and then whatever it is, you get, you're comfortable, ego gets in the way, whatever it is. When you're busy, it's going to end. Oh, I'm on a freight train. It's not going to end unless you have a full-blown referral-based network built. It's going to end. And then that dip comes, and then all this time you weren't networking or doing anything, 3 to 6 months down the line, you're broke.
Yeah.
So what I taught my wife, Marcella, now she's had as many as, I think we have 8 or 9 going right now, had as many as 13 to 15 escrows going at once.
Okay.
And that's when she's in 6 networking groups. That's when you never miss a group, because the more deals you have going, the more you're going to lose. Now, lose is not a negative word, because if we have 15 deals going, we haven't lost a deal in 400 or 500 deals. They close, but you're going to lose them in real estate. There's more, you're going to lose some deals. So if you have 15 deals going, 5 or 6 are going to fall off. 2 or 3 are going to sell. The market's freaking me out. Rates are now too high. And then sooner or later, all 15 are going to be gone. So I tell people this is what separates this from this.
The professionals versus the amateurs.
I try to say it as nicely as I can. The main thing is the busier you are, the more you should network. And it's the polar opposite of what 80-20 rule, Dan.
Sure. Absolutely.
80% of your money is made by the top 20% of your clients. 80% of your time is wasted by the bottom 20%. And 80-20 works for everything. So, 80% of the agents, 20% of the money, and 20% of the agents make 80% of the money because they do things differently. One of the things differently is the busier you are, keep networking, because the busier you are, the farther the crash. If my wife has 15 deals going and we had nothing in the pipeline, when all those are closed, man, you're going to be if you only have one deal, that crash isn't that far. When you have 15 and they all go away, then you're chugging and you got stress. I also call this sine wave, Dan, of doing a deal, not doing a deal. That's your heart rate, that's your health, that's your illness, and that's your bank account. So now, let me get a sip of water. We're going to talk about how to do it step by step, because you don't need a group. Dan, I don't know that I've ever given this on anything like this. This is usually, I'm getting paid, but I'm going to give it to you because you asked. So I'm going to be I'm a real estate agent, right? That can't get in a networking group. I've been in business 3 to 5 years. I'm closing 4 to 6 a year.
Something like that. Maybe a bit more of that, but okay. That sounds good.
Fine. So if I want to build a referral network, it's a lot of steps, Dan. I'm going to give you, it's more than 3. Okay. Step 1, you must have an avatar. Okay. So I don't even know how many, but I have software that I purchased that helps write the avatar. If anybody's interested, just hit me up at onereferralaway@gmail.com. I'll tell you about it. I'm going to give you a decent avatar for a real estate agent. A decent one. It's not going to match everyone. Dan, my name's Rick Silva. I've been in the real estate business for 3.5 years. I close about a deal every 6 weeks or so. I talk to my friends, my family members. I knock on doors. I run some Facebook ads, and I made, I don't know, 80 to 120,000 last year. Is that okay?
That's all right. Yeah.
Cool. So what I say, number one, Dan, is depending on who you're talking to, you got to have a different elevator pitch. Okay. So Dan, I think you and I are close in age. I'm 53. Are you like 28 and you look 40?
Come on, man.
I don't know.
I'm half your age. I'm 49.
Okay, I'm 3 years older than you.
That's 4 years. Come on, get a calculator.
Trying to make myself younger.
Gotcha.
Okay, Dan, do you have kids?
I have a daughter, beautiful daughter, Maggie. Yeah.
How old?
She's 11.
Awesome. Perfect. So if I'm going to meet with someone who has a 13-year-old or below, I got to have an elevator pitch that speaks to someone who has a younger kid. Now, okay. Dan, if you were 70 and your kids were in their 30s or 40s, I'm not going to have a conversation with you, a specific conversation about here's what we have to do for your kids, blah, 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 blah. So in my investing world, if you have a kid under 14, we talk about the pain points of college and all of that stuff. Okay. If over 20, we talk to somebody about the pain points of how much retirement costs. Okay. Okay. 55, 60, 65, 70, then we're talking about preparing for retirement, leaving a legacy. Maybe you want to leave them money before you die. We don't always have to leave millions of dollars when we're dead. Now, in the real estate world, we have first-time home buyer. We have empty nester. We have we've helped a lot of people where a spouse passed away. You have people divorcing. One's moving out. One might be stable. One's moving out. All that stuff. So we have upsize, downsize. We have divorce. We have death. We have marriage. We have kids. Well, that's 6 circumstances. So guess what? That's 6 avatars. Got it. And an avatar is not, hey, Dan, my name is Rick Silva. I help people buy homes. Would you happen to know anyone who's looking to buy or sell a home?
Yes.
What I say is
opposite of specific there.
Yeah. So what I say is if for each person you're talking to, you have to be specific. So you have a quiver on your back and you pull the arrow. And if they're a first-time home buyer, I'm going to shoot the first-time home buyer elevator pitch at them. Okay. But if they're an empty nester and all you have is one elevator pitch, you're screwed. So then I pull out the empty nester one, or the retirement one, or the upsize, downsize, or the move up, move down, move away, move in, move out, relocating. There's about 10 or 15 different elevator pitches you need. You build an avatar, and here's an example of an avatar. And had I know we were going to talk about this, I'd pull it up. But basically, my avatar in land banking is, I'll do it. Let me do one for real estate, though I'm not a real estate agent. An avatar could say, my name is Rick Silva. I'm a real estate agent. I specialize in first-time home buyers between Livermore, California and Walnut Creek. I like to work with people 24 to 40, price range 500 to 900,000. I like to work with people who are engineers or in white collar, and you just go deep, deep, deep. So you want age range, price range, location. What this helps with, Dan, is people go, man, I don't ever get referrals, or I get the wrong type of referrals. I work with $700,000 condos and I keep getting $200,000 way out in Modesto, or I'm getting $3 million. I don't work with that. Whose fault is that? That's yours for not being specific.
Sure.
Being a wandering generality, which 90% of real estate agents' elevator pitches is a wandering generality. Dan, everyone needs a home. So I work with anyone and everyone. So anybody who needs a home, being a wandering generality doesn't fire the reticular activating system in the brainstem, which I don't have time to really cover right now. Laser specific, going a mile wide, an inch deep, or going an inch wide and a mile deep. You go riches in the niches. Being a wandering generality is going to make you wealthy. So step one, avatar.
Okay.
Step two, that's many avatars. Step two is creating an elevator pitch.
Per avatar, per situation.
Per avatar and per situation. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll do one right now. This is no prep, and I did not know I was going to do this. And this is a 60-second elevator pitch. Anybody watching this, stop. If you're watching recording, get out your recorder real quick. Hey, everybody, my name is Rick Silva with XYZ Real Estate Company. I'm a residential real estate agent. I specialize in the Livermore to Walnut Creek area. Price ranges anywhere from 500 to 900,000. Why people use me is I'm an excellent negotiator. So if someone's selling, I'll do everything I can to get them top dollar. If they're buying, I'll do everything I can to get it as affordable as possible. I don't waste time. I do all the research up front. So when I'm showing my clients properties, I don't have to show them 500 properties. Dan, a great client for me would be if you heard a friend, family member, or a client saying the following. In fact, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to read them right off the back of my card. I want to diversify my investment portfolio. I want to buy a real estate investment property. I'm renting. I wonder what I qualify for. I got some money put away. Maybe it's time to buy. And I'm thinking about getting into real estate investing.
Got it.
So that one was geared. That one's kind of a general one for a networking group.
Okay.
But if I'm referred someone, I get what's called a prospect profile out. If a mortgage lender sends me someone, I get all the information about the person and I know which elevator pitch to use. So one of the big things is when you get a referral, don't call them right away. Get a prospect profile filled out. But we're going to go back. It's a lot. Dan, this is how I earn my living because people think networking is like, hey, Dan, I'm a real estate agent. You know anybody who wants to buy or something? Hey, that's not even networking. That's marketing. Networking is deep. It's misunderstood. Avatar, then elevator pitch.
Okay.
So table that for right now. Avatar, elevator pitch. Now we got to know who has our client. Because, Dan, if I was to take a samurai sword and cut you in half like this side is what everybody teaches, door knock and SOI.
Okay.
Door knock and sphere of... Talk to your friends, family members, neighbors, your cousin. And this is me. I say, don't ever, under any circumstance, knock on a door. And don't talk to your friends and family members because they don't want to see you around anymore when you're trying to sell everyone you know a home.
Yeah.
And there's no leverage in talking to your neighbors. There's zero. It's talking to one person to try to get one deal. There's no leverage. So you're going to be doing that till the day you die. Also, on this side, that's SOI. And then cold calling and door knocking. I think we all know how I feel about cold.
Come on, Rick. I'm going out door knocking later. You want to join me?
When I cut you in half, this is the door knocking and
all
the
right.
SOI
You
side.
cut my door knocking side off of me. Go on. What am I left with?
You are left with, my wife has 163 different industries who have our client already. Okay. So the example would be if I'm a mortgage lender, estate planning attorneys, financial advisors, and CPAs already have my client. Now I could name 100 more. That's 3. If I'm a residential real estate agent, Dan, I'll ask you this way, and I could do this for the next 6 hours.
Okay.
Do you think, Dan, just in the history of the world, has a family ever called a contractor over their home and said, this has fallen apart, we need this fixed, I need my bathroom fixed, we want to fix the house up to sell it? Do you think that's ever happened in the history of the world?
That's possible.
Maybe 10,000 times a day. So if I'm a real estate agent and I meet with one general contractor a month, that's 12 in a year. Okay. And I sit with them for an hour and I buy them lunch and I let them talk for 45 minutes. And when they get done, I say, man, this is awesome. Give me a stack of your cards. So if I have a client who needs your services, I can refer you.
Perfect.
would you mind if I told you what I do? Now I'm freaking buying them lunch. I just asked them for a stack of cards. They're going to be begging me to tell them.
Let's hope so.
And I'm going to give you a stack of my cards. And on the back, there it is.
All right.
So on the back of my card are word for word quotes. Now this is for land banking, but I can fake it for real estate. So if I was with a general contractor, hey, Mr. General Contractor, have you ever walked into a home and the person said, I want to fix this awning. I want to fix my kitchen. I got this. There's a holes in the wall. I want to fix my house up because I want to sell it. And the contractor is going to go, yeah, it happened yesterday, or it happens all the time.
Sure.
You're not going to hear never unless the guy's brand new. Well,
That's
could
fair.
you do me a favor? Now, Dan, this is where we program the reticular activating system, which isn't the brainstem, but you couldn't have done this if you didn't have an avatar and you didn't have an elevator pitch. You're sitting with the contractor, you hand them the card, and you say, hey, if you hear a homeowner, so I'm going to paint the picture of who it is, a homeowner say, I need my flooring done, I need my kitchen redone, I need my bathroom redone. You hear their word for word quotes, Dan. I need my windows fixed, I need my doors fixed, because after you're done, we're going to sell the home. If you hear that, could you please do me a favor and run to your truck and grab my card and hand it to them? I'd really appreciate it. There's more to it, Dan. We'll be here for, this takes 20 hours to teach all this stuff. But avatar, then elevator pitch, and then we want to find out who has our client.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a dumb question. I'm gonna go deep.
Let's do it. I
Because
love dumb questions. They're my favorite questions of all time.
Dan's going to walk up and down the street, knock on 100 doors. Okay? Hey, my name's Dan Rochan. I'm a real estate agent looking to see if you or someone you know might be interested in buying or selling a home in the next 60 to 90 days. Then you smile and shut up. Now, you go knock on 100 doors. Now, Dan, I'm going to knock on 100 doors also. Okay? I'm going to knock on 100 doors. I'm a real estate agent of financial planners, estate planning attorneys, relocation companies, staffing companies. And if I didn't say it already, mortgage, financial, estate planning, real estate attorney. My wife has 163 industries. I just named 5 or 6 or 7 business coaches, and I'm going to knock 100 of their doors, and I'm going to have 100 coffee meetings. And you're going to knock on 100 doors of homes where people may not even be home. And I'm going to talk to financial planners, mortgage lenders, real estate attorneys, CPAs, bookkeepers, roofers, carpeting, handymen, on and on and on. Some of the best for real estate, Dan, the best. Bartenders, massage, hairstylist. You want to get in with bartenders and massage therapists and acupuncturists and personal fitness trainers and hairstylists and people who do nails because they hear everything. They know everything about their client. So Dan, you go knock on 100 doors of people looking to, you'll know, they're not looking to buy or sell, just walk up and down the street and circle prospect or door knock. And I'm going to go meet with 100 hairstylists, financial planners, mortgage lenders, estate planning attorneys, CPAs, and teach them how to send me referrals. Because remember, 15 to 35 hours a week is spent by the average real estate agent looking for business. So if you spent those hours for the next 3 or 4 years meeting with what in our world is called a power partner, people who already have your client, and build a reciprocal relationship with them. And that takes about 6 hours for me to teach a real estate agent how to do that. In 3 years, Dan, the first year, you're going to make more sales than me knocking on doors, 100%. But when I've met 100 financial planners and hairstylists 3 years from now, you're going to look at me and go, man, you sure were lucky. Wasn't lucky. I did the same work you did. I knocked on 100 doors just like you did, but you knocked on 100 doors to get 1 for 1 effort. I knocked on 100 doors. I got one mortgage lender send me 80 deals in 5 years. That's 1 for 80. That's 1 for 80. Her name's Estella. So we have avatar, we have elevator pitch, and then we park that for a minute and we go, who has my client? So just look at a house and go to the roof and work your way down. Roofer, chimney dude, guy who does gutter, siding, paint, gardening. I'm looking at our backgrounds and glass, house cleaner, carpet cleaner, whatever. Anybody who touches the home. And then we got to do this, Dan, because it costs money, right?
Yeah.
Who knows about the person's finances? CPA, financial planner, banker, estate planning attorney. And we go down the road of money. And then we look at circumstances, Dan. This is where we go deep. Dan, do you think any 2 people have ever gotten married and then decided to buy a home?
That might have happened once or twice.
So you think people getting married are a good client? I'm going to take you outside the box now, baby. Who knows about people getting married? Wedding photographer, videographer, the place where they have the tuxedo, the place where they do the wedding dresses and the cakes. If you built a relationship with those people and you had your cards on a little display next to the cash register, give me a break. Did you need a networking group for that?
Not at all, sir.
Not at all. Now I'll go a little deeper for you. So you're going to take that list of industries. And I've named, if you've played this back, those who are watching every record, play this back, I've already named 15 or 20. And now you got to find them, Dan. So this is the trick of all tricks. You can go into Google right now, baby, and type in a city and then type in the word financial planner in Google Maps. And it's going to give you every financial planner. And as you widen the map, it's going to give you more and more and more. And I did it for a lady in Pasadena, California. I was like, how wide do you want to go? Because within 3 miles, there was like 40.
I believe that, yeah.
But all you do is in Google, you type in each one of those industries and go to Google Maps and just open the map up a little bit.
I live in Clifton, Virginia.
Clifton, Virginia, financial planner in Google Maps, and then open it up on the left-hand side. There's every financial planner, and you click on it, go to their website, go to their email address. I have an email that's already typed in my drafts that says, hi, blank. My name's Rick Silva. I'm a residential real estate agent looking to meet great people like you, blah, blah, blah. It's about a paragraph.
Yeah.
So Dan, you could go in there, type financial planner for Virginia. I forget the name, but was it Clifton, Virginia? I'm sorry.
Clifton, Virginia. Yes,
Clifton,
sir.
Virginia. And you could send 10 financial planner emails in probably take you 13 minutes. And the next day do 10 mortgage lenders and to take that list of, you have so many coffee meetings set in a couple months, you don't even know which end is up.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot more to it than that, because in my referral system, I have all the word for word, what you say and what you do in the coffee and all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to give you an aerial view of what a professional networker is. A professional networker has an avatar, an elevator pitch, a list of at least 50 to 100 different referral partner industries, finds those people however they got to do it. Go to Chamber of Commerce websites, find them, have coffee with them, let them speak for 45, you speak for 15, and that 15 minutes is all word for word laid out with pictures and everything. And then there's all kinds of strategies on how to keep them as a referral partner. And then you rinse and repeat. You rinse and repeat, because not everyone's going to send you referrals, and you're not going to be sending everyone referrals. You might have to meet, I probably met 30 or 40 mortgage lenders before I found one. And that one lady's made me a couple $1 million, because she's also purchased 14 properties from us and sent us 70 to 90 deals that have closed.
That's fantastic.
In 5 years, one person.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That was a 25-minute answer to explain something that takes about 20 or 25 hours to teach.
Well, I appreciate the condensed version, Rick, and I appreciate you walking us through that. So what I heard you was, number one, get an avatar. Number two, speak to that avatar with your elevator pitch. Yep. And then number three, who has my client? And then sprinkle it around there, listen for 45 minutes, talk for 15 minutes, and find people who are in the pathway of a reciprocal relationship.
Yep.
Does that sum it up?
That's a summary of a summary, yes.
A summary of a summary. Rick, how can somebody get in touch with you if they want to learn more? Because I love what you're sharing, and I definitely want our viewers and our listeners to have an awareness of how they can get in touch with you, because there's so much that we didn't go through today. How can somebody get in touch with you?
Thank you. So 3 places. It's One Referral Away, OneRefferal away at gmail.com, One Referral Away at YouTube, and then onereferralaway.com. Wow.
One Referral Away. I love you, Rick. Thank you so much.
And the onereferralaway.com has the coaching info and then the course info.
Onereferralaway.com. Rick, thank you so much. Talk to you next time.
Dan, thanks a lot. See you later.
Bye-bye.